they hounded the referee. They chased him down the pitch after. Every time the ball came into the box, they were appealing for penalties. But they ran after him and hounded him, and the play had stopped. And obviously the VAR man, I think, felt under pressure as well, because there had been a few other incidents early on. But it was a dreadful decision, but no worse than the decision that Manchester United got a penalty against Copenhagen in Copenhagen to put them 3-2 up in the match. That was an awful penalty decision too. So it's not like the UEFA decisions have been perfect and the Premier League decisions have been very poor. In fact, in European football, I think the stats show games under UEFA that there's 3 times more penalties given for handball than there is in the Premier League. But it was an awful decision, but it was a brave performance from Newcastle on the back foot for the whole match. He only used 11 players. He didn't bring on any subs. He felt there was nothing on the bench that he could trust. Some of them were on their knees late on in the game, but they hung in. They were under ferocious pressure. PSG picked it up in the second half, made some changes, and they were better. They weren't very good overall, I thought, PSG on the night. But Newcastle, it was a great performance. They deserved to win the match.
Did they though? Because I don't know, Mick, if you're a fan of XG, expected goals. Why did I think you'd laugh? But PSG had 4.54 XG to Newcastle's 1.29, or to put it more simply, 31 shots in the game to Newcastle's 5. So understandably, Newcastle unhappy with the penalty call, but maybe the draw was the fairer result. Is that not?
No, not because they have all the ball. You've got to put the ball in the net. All this about XG now and possession and stats, everybody gives them to you. You can have 20% possession and still win the game. And if you have to sit back and soak it up, you're going to do that. I think if you're playing in Paris against PSG and the players that they have, they get their goal, Newcastle. I was flipping between the both games, Man City probably mainly. But to get that penalty given against you when you've done and given everything, I thought it was devastating.
PSG missed some openers.
It's not a penalty.
There was no doubt about it. They missed openers. But that's the way it got. And Pope had a great game. But that's it. You miss the openers.
As you always say, you're allowed to have a good goalie in football and make loads of saves. And the whole thing about the interpretation that UEFA interpret the movement of the ball off the body onto the arm differently than the Premier League does, I think is another thing that maybe drives people mad.
Sorry, Tom, but the show's still as well. The show's still of it in his hand. It looks like handball. It wasn't handball. No, I don't know what you can do. The only way you can do it is if it hits your hand anywhere, it's a penalty. That would be ridiculous. I understand that.
Yeah, but we're already at the ridiculous point, aren't we? Let's hope that's the end of the handball VAR discussions for this evening, at least.